So this is an area in my garden where I have done a few rows of potatoes. And I should have known. I have not had good potato crops the last few years because the potato beetles have found us and they have moved in a big way. So my potatoes haven't even set flowers yet. And there's a lot of them that are completely stripped. So I've gone ahead and actually just started digging them out. Rather than letting them rot in the ground, we'll eat them as baby potatoes. I won't have any from this patch to store beyond the growing season. But I had an idea this week. I am going to finish digging these out as fresh potatoes and we'll enjoy them this long weekend with some barbecue meals. And I am going to bring in, we have another chicken tractor that someone gave us. It's a simple metal frame and it will fit really nicely in this space. So I'm going to bring that in, let the potato beetles get eaten down by a few chickens. I am going to let them be my pest management team. And then I'm going to prepare this bed to do some fall garlic. I always forget to do fall garlic, usually because I never leave space for it. So that seems like a really good opportunity to see where the problem is the solution. I'm going to clear this space out and make room to A, feed some chickens, B, hopefully knock down some parasite loads, and C, prep for the fall garlic crop that I've always meant to do. So just to illustrate what I mean, this is one that's obviously been really decimated by the potato bugs. And even when I get down into the soil, so I've just broken the soil and you can see them all down here, like inches down. There's tons and tons. So even a topical treatment, like nothing. I need the chickens to get in here and to turn the soil and to dig and scrounge for those guys in order to do any kind of damage to knock back the parasite load here, because they are just bountiful. But it's also a really good protein harvesting opportunity for the chickens. And chickens like a lot of protein in their diet during the laying season. There's a bunch of little ones down in there. Gross. Voila, we have the portable chicken tractor here. So this is a temporary one. We won't use it long term. What we did is, it's a metal frame that a friend was using for a cat yard, but then they weren't using it and needed it out of the yard, so we gladly took it. It's awesome because it's really maneuverable. We just took chicken wire and zip tied it around where Lennon is here. There's a really nice mesh wire gate, and then we put tarp over half of it to give them shade and shelter from the rain and stuff. So it fits nicely over. I left some of the potato plants that still have leaves. I don't think the chickens will hurt them, and if they do, then whatever. At least I lost them to chickens instead of potato bugs, but we'll see how things go. We've got our 3 bad boy roosters in here. These guys are bullies to the hens, so they had to come out. So I might as well put them in here and they can be useful doing pest control, hey? There's 2 big red ones at the back, but you can't really see them in the shadow. So we'll leave them here. We'll keep an eye on it and see how they're doing as far as forage. And hopefully they have a strong liking for potato beetles. Hi there, it's Tennille at Rotwood Acres. I am taking advantage of this cool Sunday morning to get some tasks done around the yard, and in the true nature of stacking functions, or like work smart not hard, I will show you what I'm up to. So I shared before about how I had such severe potato beetles that I actually just went ahead and brought a chicken tractor into the garden and put them right on top of my potato patch. So they did strip all the leaves off the potatoes, but I would rather the chickens eat it than the potato bugs, because at least it's feeding my livestock and not a pest. And then, so I had them over, I had 2 spots in the garden that had potatoes. So the spot I had showed before was there where it's now all covered in straw. And then I moved them over to this spot behind me. There are still some potatoes at the back that are pretty infested with potato beetles, but they're still trying to grow, so I'm going to leave them. This morning we moved the chickens. You can see their blue tarp there under the tree. I've got them on the grassy spot now just because they might as well stay in here, and then if I need to move them to another area for garden cleanup as the season progresses and some of the crops come off, they're nice and handy. It works really well. They're doing really well in here. They are noisy right by the house, but that's okay. So this is the spot where I had the roosters this week and my chicken tractors. I went through and dug up my super impressive potato crop, so that'll feed us for supper, but something is better than nothing. But I'm cleaning out the barn today where I had the chickens before we moved them all out to chicken tractors and to Lennon's coop. It's just been sitting there and rotting and it needs to be cleaned up. So I'm tackling that job today. But what I'm doing now is I'm hauling them right to the garden to prepare my beds for next year. Work smart, not hard. I'm only handling everything once. So it's a lot of straw with manure. There was an area that was under the roost that we kind of did the deep litter thing over the winter. And then some of it's pretty fresh. So it's going to sit here on the garden and keep down the weeds where I've pulled out these potatoes and rot, just compost in place. There's my roosters. Until next spring, when this should be a nice, soft, fertilized, ready to go planting spot. So, like I said, stacking functions. I am mulching down the weeds, covering the soil for where I have pulled the crops out, and cleaning the barn, all in one fell swoop. So that's today's project. I hope you're having a good, productive day doing whatever it is that fills you up and feeds your soul. Talk later.